Hi, Carol here from That Irish Schoolhouse. Welcome to my channel. Today we are having a pizza party. It's kind of off topic, so I'll put it in a different playlist. Not really homeschool, not really for homeschool, but in this day and age, we just got to do things that are fun, keep us sane, keep the kids entertained. I actually got this idea from my sister. It was my brother-in-law's birthday, and she did this meal kit thing. It was a lot more professional. So I thought I'd DIY it because she got hers from a restaurant, which I think is a great idea. Right now people are trying to keep things going and changing things the way that they can. Um, but I'm DIYing it because we have 6 people in our family. We can't be fancy like that. So that's another reason as well why we just have not scraps. I'm not going to say scraps because I'm not feeding my children scraps, but just like odds and ends of food that we haven't used in the past week. That was in the freezer. So I had chicken legs that I was planning on eating, and then we ended up, I think, having beans on toast that night. Kids love beans on toast. Apparently, I'm the best mom ever when I make beans on toast. So yeah, sausages, sweet corn, things like that. So we're gonna have odd toppings just to kind of get rid of stuff. And I also had flour because I thought I was gonna become this master baker during the whole quarantine lockdown thing. And I was never good at baking before, and I'm still no good at baking. I think we made like 3 loaves of bread, 3 separate um, recipes of bread last week, and the only thing that came out good was the one that my son did. Not jealous, even though I'm acting jealous. So come along and enjoy us making our dinner together. I will have the recipe that I use linked in the description below if you want to try and give it a go. So believe it or not, I have actually lost 50 pounds since before Christmas. Um, but whatever I'm wearing today, and it's just so not flattering. I think I was heavy for so long that I'm always going to have that double chin and stuff going on. And I'm a mom, so, I'm never going to look 16 again. But anyway, Micah just really was eager to try and help out. And he was so sweet, not really putting his hands in the dough until I told him he could. Like, I didn't even tell him not to touch it. He just wanted to play with the flour. And then I was like, come join. You doing some kneading for Mama? Oh, don't drop it. There you go. Wasn't he just the cutest ever? Trying his hardest. Anyway, so this is my second batch. I thought we were going to have to use 3 batches for our family, but I think 2 will be enough because once I started proofing, they just rose so much. This is me kneading. I was supposed to knead for 7 minutes. I think I did it for 3. I think that kind of might explain why I'm such a bad baker because I don't really follow the instructions very well, and I do change it a little bit because either I couldn't be bothered or we don't have the right ingredients. But that's why I prefer cooking rather than baking, because you can change things and it won't totally ruin it. So I'm definitely not a natural baker. I'm just hoping that this pizza dough recipe will be quite forgiving. And I think when it comes to pizza, you can like dip it, and you've got all the toppings and the flavors and ketchup and stuff to kind of drown out the base. So, and the base isn't, I mean, I want to say it's not a big deal, but actually I guess it probably is a big deal. I am actually doing this voiceover before we eat it, so it might go horribly wrong. I don't know. This is just onions and chorizo that I'm frying up. Oh my goodness, can you believe the size of this? I was shocked at how big it rose. I was thinking Paul Hollywood would not be impressed with my proving skills. My son wanted to stick his finger in it. He just thought it looked amazing, and they were clean, so I said, yeah, that's fine. So I was very easily able to
make 5 pizza bases out of this, and actually I burnt one and I threw it out, and it was still enough to feed 5. Okay, so this is where I went rogue. On my sister's pack, I think she fried, they're supposed to fry it and then put it in the grill. And then I was like, hey, I'll just start frying my bases. And except for the one that I burnt, they actually turned out amazing. I think pre-frying them just gave that little bit more sturdiness to them. So fried it for a few minutes on either side, and then popped them in the oven. They were still quite doughy when they went into the oven, but they weren't floppy. And where our first batch, I think I took out too early, but the second batch were perfect.
All right, so I had a little nibble of the pizza dough, and it is pretty good actually. It was a bit of an effort to make. I think definitely I would let the kids be more involved next time. Some of my kids didn't even want to make the pizza or decorate it, but as you can see, Navy made a little smiley face, or a clown face, sorry, clown face, not a smiley face. And it came out looking pretty good. Even the first batch that went in, I think I probably should have left it in a little bit longer. It's hard to tell, but they taste okay. So I'll see what the rest of the family think, and if they like it, we will probably do it again. In terms of cost, I don't know how cost effective it is, but when it comes to like experiences and stuff like that, especially now, seeing as we can't get out to do anything, I'm kind of don't mind spending a little bit extra on the ingredients, because I would have been one of those people who said, why bake a cake and go to all the hassle of baking a cake when it's actually cheaper to buy a cake. But now at the moment, half of it is the experience, because the kids aren't getting to do as much as they would have done before. So, you know, like we would have been, even when it comes to experiences, when we're going out, we would have done like Butler's Chocolate Factory for Easter before all this. You know, so that they can not only have the chocolate that they get, but also the experience, and it takes time. And you know, we would have done strawberry picking, and even though it's ended up costing me a huge amount, I'm not gonna say how much. You know, that was a good experience, and it took, you know, a couple of hours out of the day. So I think that's kind of the mindset we're going into now. Especially with how things are now, is like spending a little bit more but getting an experience or getting time out of it, and for them to feel like they've done something and contributed to the cooking in some way. Now you can see my mess of a kitchen. Bye.